blooded.
Good.
Okay, well, we're recording. I'm Jules at Jules Poetry Playhouse. This is going out to Facebook Live. So any of you out in our audience, maybe we'll be monitoring it. We're kind of concentrating on here. So, but welcome to the Super Crone book launch for Deb Coy. So yay! I'll let you introduce. So, all right.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Roach, and Jules and I run the Poetry Playhouse publications, part of Jules Poetry Playhouse. And we're really, really pleased to publish Super Crone, Deb Coy's latest book. And yeah, and when Jules and I first came to Albuquerque in 2011, we quickly became friends with Deb, and she was a managing editor of a terrific press called Beatlick Press, alongside Beatlick Pamela Hurst, and they published Jules' first full-length book, Appetites, and my Mojo anthology, and our two presses collaborated on the 2017-2018 Poets Speak anthology series. And so it's anyway, Super Crone is a real joy, and it's so much fun to read. I think you are going to think so. And I also wanted to mention Deb's earlier book, Beyond the End of the Road, from Beatlick Press, and also from Beatlick, this award-winning 2013 winner of the New Mexico Arizona Book Awards, the anthology La Llorona, which is incredible. Some of you here have poems in there. Yeah, somebody else did it. Anyway, so anyway, thank you for joining us, and let's have a round of applause for Deb Coy.
Hi, everybody. I just really want to thank you for coming, my old friends and new friends and potential friends and maybe remote friends. So I guess I'll get started. I'm not very good at public speaking. I get mixed up with my words sometimes, but anyway, if you guys will bear with me, I also want to thank Jules and John. They are the coolest. They are the best. I appreciate them so much. And I want to thank the Prickleys for mostly here. I made my poetry so much better with their help. And Denise Weaver Ross, who fixed all my mistakes on the cover. And let's see, who else? Oh, Barb, I wanted to thank you for going through this ad nauseum and finding all my mistakes. And Carol, if you're out there, I want to thank you too. She did the same, and I've got such a great bunch of friends. Thank you all. Okay, let's start out with a title poem. What? Oh, I'm so sorry, Barbara, Scott, and
It's on the back cover.
yes, Carol. Yeah, Barbara, Scott, and Carol all did such a great blurbs for me. I knew I was going to forget something. I had a paper, but I left it at home. Okay, I'm going to start out with Super Crone. This is a short one. Don't be afraid that most of these are pretty short. Super Crone. My false teeth are bullets fit to take on the coarsest cob, my gray hair camouflage, blending me into invisibility. Everywhere I go, I am not seen. My face denies disguise because I am disguise. My cloudy eyes see the halo of the moon. What I can't hear translates to the music of glass. Each day I anticipate the next door rooster's crow. My grumpy lod foretells the morning. My vespers a powerful call tonight. My mission is to survive. And the next one was one I had a lot of fun writing. It's called Chateau Morning Mouth. This aroma crumples the nose of the uninitiated. A tertiary whiff of dog hair. The drool puts off all but the most enthusiastic connoisseur. The sommelier will remark, this vintage has notes of dark chocolate and the baby elephants that tromp through dreams. Not for the faint of heart. Its body thickly coats the mouth with a secco stucco texture, making one want to shave the tongue. It has a bruising tannin, cough from the rear of the palate. In the finish, one can detect traces of nightmares with a residue of PTSD. On good mornings, one may find a hint of kisses.
Deb, show them your cake.
Okay. Okay, and there's a fairly new one that John put in at the last minute. It's called The Problem with Doors. Walking through the kitchen door, I wonder where I'm going. All my objectives blocked by thresholds, explaining the rips in my wretched memory. My house has many doors, stripping my intentions and sending me on novel paths. And I think I see some people are reading along, so I'm going to tell you the page numbers. This is on page 37. And it's called Shafted. We wait under the brass half moon. The arrow points to the number. The door slides into its pocket. Mother and I enter the small Art Deco cage. A safety gate clanks shut. She picks a button, pushes it as the door slides to contain us. Faux marble walls, grimy with touch, groan as they fit themselves into the shaft. We shudder and bounce as the light above flickers. Through the diamond gate, I watch brick walls ascending. I am a morsel gliding down its throat. I will dream about it forever. And this one is one I wrote for my sister. It's called To an Elvis Impersonator. You make my sister shimmy. You make my sister shake. You make me want to be her. She's all shook up. She bounces with poetic license, plunges up and down, yowls like a hound dog, throws her granny panties on the stage. Little sister leads the crowd, dances with all comers because your vibe is so cool. I know your real name, but if I squint my eyes, I could believe you were Elvis. Slim Elvis, shining white jumpsuit, blue suede shoes, your long turquoise belt dances like my sister. You make me live the never was. Even our men go to the dance floor and slow dance us around to love me tender as we cuddle into them. Everyone conforms to her glorious joy. There will be a Bowie impersonator. The Beatles will once again sing into the screams. Jerry will strum with his wounded hand. But I will remember this night because I recall again why my sister is beautiful. Okay, this is another one, another family one in the funeral home. This time my father is in the coffin. His blue suit hangs loose, ill-fitting, like they have scooped something out. Though they have folded the excess fabric under him, he still looks like my stoic father waiting for a funeral. I pull out the Budweiser I had secreted with my purse. I use a funnel and pour it in. I stroke his throat, forcing a swallow. Is there a ghost of a smirk? Are the threads sewing his mouth parting? Do his green eyes open and take on life? Is his body filling out? The suit stretches around him, a finger twitches. Son of a bitch, he says. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep meaning to and I forget. I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, this is page 50 and it's called Penis Envy. It's not like it is a tripod where he can rest whenever he takes a notion. It doesn't lead him to, like a witching wand, to the nearest water. It can't hammer a nail. It can't keep anything more than a hand warm. It works like this. Why carry around a heavy old pocket knife when your partner has one you can borrow anytime you want? Oh, on occasion, I admit, there's just a little envy at intermission. For sure, I long to enter the short life. When the wind blows in the mountains, he can just whip it out while I unbutton, unzip, pull down, squat, and hope the wind doesn't shift. And here's one for somebody I forgot to thank also, my husband, Geezer. Stand up, Geezer. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, page 59. Combined with you, I know that combined with you, I am a crucible of experience. I know much more than I do alone. We make me a visionary. As with my bifocals, I can see close and far. With our perspective, we coin new insights and patent something fresh from something old. We can dissolve our past like sugar in lemonade. There is no novelty to our union, only a well-worn newness. Oh. I am grateful for him very much. Okay, and this is called on page 64. Apocalypse whenever. Today, the world is coming to an end again. So we can tip all our bucket lists out. My unread copies of Moby Dick and Ulysses can burn. The house we build, the stories I write, the machines you create, we can say they are done. At the nexus to the next world, we can rest from the planning, the plastering, the cleaning, the spending. I can stop watering my plants. We will escape all the random days when it will rain or not. The madman has decided that we have had enough tomorrows. So let us go out playfully, fully aware and holding hands. Let us do it right, dissolving in the warm springs, mingling your Snickers with my Milky Way in a kiss bright as nuclear skies. Okay, this one is a long one, so page 70. Snow sketch of Potrero. Understand the stillness necessary to hold the accumulation of snow on tiny twigs, each balancing its allotment, making a new tree, flowered with white, branches dark with wet, underlining the newness. It is not hard to understand how the conifers with their greedy needles hold their clumps and blend with the blank sky. But those leafless oaks, so slender, holding new snow, and those weeds clasping their chaotic weight are still endowed. Behind the stretch of windows, the canvas is still pure. Frodo, cold, left few tracks and quickly returned to the warm stove, shaking itself the way dogs do. The branches clap randomly when the snow is dislodged, and I wonder if it is evidence of the bird I heard scolding me this morning on the way to the outhouse this morning. If I had seed, I would lure the scrub jays and watch them tumble the snow as they fight. On the ridge, stark among the living, the dead ponderosa's branches are splayed. The snow that comes too late exposes its stripped limbs. The wind tempts the release of the snow, and here and there is a letting go. The branches swaying for some seconds, but not enough to break the light or even the brittle. The cedar's fronds are sails clutching the wind and softly tacking with the breeze as snow is loosened and gradually falls. When the sun finally shines, a crystal spark glittering the trail, and in that blinding interval before the oaks give up their snow and become a tangle of invisibility, the spangled branches unite brilliantly with the light. And here's another long one. Far out. Oh, I'm sorry, 76. Thank you. 76. One night I dreamed I took a swim in space. My Hubble vision, seeing all the glad infinity, stars at the tips of my fingers, my toes dangling universes, their light tracking in all the dimensions. The silent vast without the timpani or trumpets, the firmament unaccompanied, just the quiet song of the spheres. Astronomy is in need of a poet. No star should ever be called M31 or Sham or Shat. Perhaps I would rename Jupiter's great red spot the Eye of Mordor. I would call the very large array baby steps to beyond. Far from the greed of gravity, our last space shuttle has returned, sinking to Earth. No hope now for the poet to paddle in zero G. Space is now property, commercial adventure. They will put a billboard in the Grimaldi crater. They will patent moon dust. I hear that 200 grand would take me into orbit, would let me join the 150-mile high club. Because I'm never likely to finance a dream like this, I will follow my grandmother, who wished some of her ashes to go up in a bottle rocket, so she could at last follow the strings of heaven. I know now that the closest alive I'll ever get to being amazed by the stars is from my little hill where the Milky Way is positioned just right. Okay, and I'm going to lighten things again. This one is on page 105. Betty and Veronica. The residue of Veronica stays on Archie's lips like some penciled in pout. Betty waits in the wings, but we all know it's Veronica Archie wants. Both have mirrored wet dream bodies. Betty, cheerleader, blonde. Veronica, urbane, brunette, any boy's fantasy. We all want to know how their perpetual triplet will shake itself out. Betty, Veronica. Maybe some modern Mormon marriage will resolve the problem. They are best friends. And both girls are in love with the same boy. It keeps them young, this wavering. Archie knows down deep, Betty would make him happy. Oh, but Veronica. Betty knows once time starts again, should Archie choose her, that she will lose her figure to childbirth and homemade cookies. It's her only destiny. Betty knows Archie will lose his hair and develop a bare belly. Veronica knows that if her path merges with Archie, she will instantly look into the mirror and see herself middle-aged. Veronica sees the red sun on Archie's red hair. She figures skin cancer in 15 years. Betty and Veronica conspire to keep stringing Archie along with their song of eternal indecision. It's for his own good. Okay, and this one is called, it's on page 111. The donut at the end of space. I count things. My teeth, the minutes between now and then. I count what can't be counted. Infinity loops through my mind. There is a number that encompasses infinity. Aleph null, the last being cardinal. But wait a minute, that is the smallest infinity. From 1 to omega in 6¼ minutes. But it requires an axiom to get to this part. Ordinals without end. It takes the inaccessible cardinal and declares it to be true. But I wonder, do we bind ourselves to a paradox and flow to the not end? Sometimes I think there must be a wall at the end of space. No, a donut made inside theta, a symbol of not unlike the delicious donut that must surely be out there. I will call the donut God. But what comes after the donut? What number gives us infinite universes, infinite space, infinite gods? I love the Mobius strip. Infinity I can create and cradle in my hand. Maybe all infinity is like that, slipping back to the beginning without end. Making my obsession, making me tiny, making me huge. Within me are universes, space that cannot be seen by the naked eye. What lies within the within? Okay. And then I'm going to read on page 116.
Deb, I want to mention you did all the drawings in here too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And the-
What's the Deb's?
and the cover design.
Right.
Yep, it's not anything real professional, but it works.
It's yours.
Yeah, okay, page 116. Story problem. If I die on my 80th birthday, I have calculated I have only have 2,102 books left to read. I will be 2 pages into one final book, and it will be a fantasy novel or my final attempt to read Moby Dick. And you will find me in the bathtub with the book floating in cold water. I will have died happy. Okay, and this is on page 119. Guys. Okay, in the event. Lay me in a bed of wood chips, alfalfa, and straw. In the glow of the night, forget me. In the bright of day, turn me again, tumble me in my heated bed and wait. Listen to the clatter of my bones. Dump my soupy remains into 2 old wheelbarrows. Drain me and dry me, spread me, let me make the trees happy. Help me feed the flowers. I will return with them. You will see me tossing in the breezes. Only then you may eat the fruit. I will be delicious. And this is the last poem I have marked. Okay, and it's very short. Oh, page 122. On to Nirvana. I am reborn an onion. Don't cry, though one might believe this a lesser state. I crinkle in my paper dress and laugh and laugh and laugh. Dry those tears. I am myself incarnate in my crisp white skin, waiting to join a stew of glorious design. My lives fall apart in stinging rings, tamed by fire. Thank you, everyone. You've been
Are you going to be signing books?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a door prize also.
Yes,
Do you
let's do
wanna,
it now.
Has everybody, the door prize is gonna be
Has
for
everybody got their name in? Oh,
a
number
t-shirt,
13.
just like the one Deb has on.
So you man may not
And
want
it's
to
a size
do it,
large.
but
Did everybody who wants to be in the drawing? sign
well,
up?
if you don't want to wear it, you can give it to somebody.
So we'll do the, here, I'll,
Yeah. Have
Next.
Scott do it.
oh, Scott, you wanna? Okay, here for the camera, we got the drawing, okay. All right.
Fixed.
He's gonna pick it up.
Okay. Who did we get? Jerry.
Jerry Velarde.
You're welcome.
All right. So Deb will be signing books if you want to sit over by the table.
Sure.
Well, and we'll cut the cake as well. So take a look at the cake, have some cake.
Yeah, everybody
And,
make sure you look at it before you
Yeah,
cut it.
we'll
Yes.
cut it and then books are for sale at the table. They're 18, which is
And we have
cheaper than the retail price of
And
20.
we have a
so.
few copies of her previous
Mhm.
books.
In your previous books, we have a few Llorona and the.
Before you sign, go stand by the tape. I'll take a couple
Yes.
pictures.
Oh, okay,
Pictures.
sure.
Well, thank you, everybody. And feel free to- Yeah, maybe if you want to do it
Say something
on.
to the folks out there about how they can get books.
Well, this will be on our, that's on, go to your local independent bookstore and ask them to order it. All right.